Let's start the live. Double tap the live button. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, welcome everyone to hopefully a fun live unboxing here. We're gonna do a quad live here as we do. But before we start, I thought I'd give a shout out to Horizon Hobby and Arma for this amazing little beast that you're gonna see here. Well, it's not little. It is humongous. Whoa. And don't have to be too careful with it because, you know, Kevin Talbot throws these things around and they seem to survive just fine. But I'm just a little bit more careful. So anyway, big shout out to them for creating this here thing. It is great. It is affordable now, so I can't go around telling my joke. Well, Arma is the company that makes cars that will cost you an arm and a leg because they've made these now. This one and the Granite Voltage and some other ones which are also amazing, which are now affordable. And it's amazing what you're getting in the package for the price on these things. So can't complain about that. Can't complain about the fact that how easy is it to install these bodies on there. Usually a lot of cars, you have to put it on and then sort of figure out how it goes. This one, look at that. It's done. I don't have to do anything. It's all ready. And then it's got these cool clips that don't come off the body, which means you don't have to chase around looking for them. And you just slide them in. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. And they listened so much because I kept ranting about how I couldn't put my favorite batteries, the EBLs in the remotes. Well, that ends today with this new remote that they have here. The bigger, fatter EBL batteries now work in here, and that is another thing that is worth writing home about and shouting from the rooftops. What else is there? I complain so much about the Granite Voltage coming with this monstrosity here. I'll show you in a second. This monstrosity here, and I'm going to get a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can see it compared to the other one. Let's move. There we go. Moving closer. This here is what came with the Granite Voltage. I think that's what they call it. But yes, you can see there's the Arma logo on that one. You can also see that there is an Arma logo on this one. And this is what comes with the infraction, with the Arma infraction. And it is awesome. It looks like a gun. It is very well put together. Sturdy metal. Listen to that sound. This plasticky piece of garbage they used to send you stripped the first time I was trying to remove one of the nuts on the tires, on the wheels or whatever. This thing is fantastic. I tried it yesterday. It is such an improvement that I just, you know, I'm gonna have to make these really boring videos now where I have nothing to talk about because they fixed everything. They've gone and fixed everything. What am I gonna talk about now? What is this pesky, conniving son of a gun gonna talk about now? Going forward, I don't know. Anyway, so big shout out to Horizon Hobby and Arma for making these things happen. And let's get into the unboxing real quick. Let's get into the unboxing here. I think the label be on the bottom or something. I don't know. It may be on the bottom. Anyway, kids, as always, don't open the package. Well, that's bad what I was going to do. The way that I open them, it is super dangerous. But let's see what's in the eBay package. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Let's see. May it rain pink. That's cool. You weren't expecting pink to be flying from the sky, but it is. And when beautiful drops from the sky, you gotta catch them all like Pokemon. So anyway, that's an inside joke. Let's take out this cool thing from the box. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Isn't that the most fantastic thing that you've seen? Emacs. Now again, this is why I'm making this video, is because in the past I had Emacs, but Emacs was kind of a letdown because I think I bought what it was, like the Tiny Hawk or something like that. It was basically a white drone, and the propellers were facing downwards. It's what they call these tiny whoops, and yeah, Cinewhoops, whatever, mini tiny whoops, whatever. It's not the Cinewhoop because Cinewhoop can carry a GoPro. Those cannot, but it had the same kind of system where the propellers were pushing air down on the ground and stuff, and it was just weird, very difficult to fly. It would flip around a lot, and the worst part was the goggles and the connection between the goggles and the thing were not good. So if you got out of range, and you could get out of range fast because it had like really fast motors and were not exactly tuned very well out of the box. So anyway, it was partly my fault. Probably shouldn't have bought it from eBay, but that's what the budget allows. So that's why I end up buying everything from eBay or Walmart these days online, but sometimes eBay is still better because you can always use PayPal, and PayPal is useful. So anyway, let's do a quick unboxing, as I said before, of this thing, and let's see what it looks like on the inside. First thing you're greeted with is the drone itself, and as you can see here, the propellers are facing upwards. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the drones that have, whether they're FPV drones or they are camera drones or Cinewhoops, whatever drone, if it's got the things pointed upwards, I prefer it to the ones pointing downwards, because it creates a weird thing when it gets low to the ground. It creates weird vortices, something like that. Anyway, so I've never been a big fan of those, but I do guess that they're useful for some things. But I prefer all the ones that have the ones pointing upwards. They're somewhat more stable in the air too. I heard some people complain about a thing called tumble, but it usually only happens with Cinewhoops. I don't think it's something that you'd ever have to worry about with ones that have the propellers pointing upwards and sucking in on the air, so that it sort of like sucks the air and then pulls the drones up. So anyway, what else comes in the box? It looks like there's a bunch of batteries here, and one of those batteries seems to be connected to a USB charger. Look at this. That looks pretty cool there. It's coming with a whole bunch of batteries, more batteries than I've ever seen come in a package, and maybe that's just because I purchased this from eBay. I'm guessing that if you were to buy this, maybe you only get the 2 Emacs batteries, but I was lucky, and they're providing me with copious amount of batteries, and that is always fantastic. None of them look beat up or puffy or anything like that, so that's an extra bonus there. And let's see if we can do math here. Today we're going to try 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, 5 of those, and 2 of the other ones. So 5 plus 2 should be 7. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments. Oh boy. So anyway, it's good that this is already sort of set up in there, so we can try turning it on and seeing what happens. But before we do that, let's check out what else comes in the box. There is one of these funny looking remotes. It feels really nice in the hand. I gotta tell you, it has a very nice gamepaddy sort of feel, and these are not horrible. They're not horribly loose like on another remote that I used to, which we won't mention in this video, which was really annoying to use. So anyway, this is pretty good. I'm already liking that a lot. They say it comes with, I'm not going to open it up, with one of those bigger batteries. It's basically bigger than a AA battery, but it's kind of like LiPo in there, so it's not nickel metal hydride. It comes with this not YouTube. Oh, I just talked so much about YouTube that then can't stop. One of those cables for your phone, those very old cable phones. You can stick it in there to, I guess, recharge the transmitter here. And I'm going to put that back in and get the other stuff that's in there. There's an instruction manual from Emacs. that gives you some tips and tricks on how to use it. I've seen a few unboxings and reviews from other amazing channels, so I'm hoping that I kind of understand what's going on. And this here looks like the goggles, and they look like they're equipped with a battery in the back here. That looks pretty big. Let's see. It looks like the battery in here can be charged with the same kind of cable, which is kind of cool. And they say, I don't know if it's true because I don't know if this thing opens or not, but they say, at least I've seen one video where they show you how to open this, and inside there's another battery that is the same as this one, which means if you buy a bunch of batteries for this, it works on this and it works on this, which makes your life so much easier. So without further ado, let's see if there's any charge in these batteries or if they're completely dead. If there is some, we might be able to do something. So I am guessing that this will plug into here. And it looks like it did. Look, it immediately started the Emacs. I don't know how you can see in there. It's going to be hard. Emacs logo showed up at the beginning. And then it should be able to see what the drone sees right now. I don't know. Is it showing anything? No, because the battery is not... Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on. Then I'm going to turn this on. And this looks like it turned on well. So we've got a green light flashing in there. That's hopefully a good sign. We're going to aim it at you guys and try this again. Maybe this time it'll work. Okay. So now, if you look in there, you should be able to see what the drone sees. And it looks pretty good on most screens, so that's pretty good there. And it's always better because there's a bunch of pink here, which you want. And let's see. Let's try to do a line of flight if we can. It might be a disaster. It might just be a disaster, but we're going to attach the antenna for the purposes of hopefully being able to put on the goggles later. Let's see. If I scooch back a little bit and bring this back with me here and zoom all the way, and it's not zooming. Come on. Okay. It's all the way zoomed out like so. Maybe we can see if this works. I am guessing that this is the arm switch. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, pink went everywhere. So yes, I guess that's how it works. And then left and right, I'm hoping, is this, which is usually how it works. So, wow. So throttle control is on the left up here, and then let's see. Oh, that's pretty stable. That is pretty stable, guys. That is way more stable than the previous version of the drone. And it is totally controllable. Totally controllable. Now, I don't know if it's still totally controllable once I put the goggles on, because that does put you at a disadvantage. I would have to be very, very gentle on the sticks. And I don't know if this is already designed for my noggin or not. Oh, that's a little bit strappy there. Let's see if we can release some of the strap. That's a little bit... Oh, boy. That did not go well. I just ripped it out of the... I hope I didn't break it. Okay. That's not a good way to start the thing. Okay, so I'm going to see if this will go back into the thing the way that it was. I'm hoping. I'm a hoping kind of guy. Okay, it seems to have gone in. Is that better or worse? Let's see. Oh, that's better. a little bit better. At least I can, whoa. Did I just lose a battery? Battery may have flown out. The battery flew out. What the? Okay, I can stick the battery back in. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's see if we can fly this thing. This will be fun. This will be fun. No, the second I pushed on the what the? Maybe I need to put the antenna up this way. The second I hit the accelerator, I lost vision. So that's not good. Yeah, I can't. So I'm going to show you guys what happens. And it's probably because there's not a whole lot of battery in this thing right now. So that may be what's going on or something else. I don't know. But let me see if I can show you guys what happens in the goggles. That's going to be something that we're going to have to fix, of course. So watch the goggles as I... Okay, let's see. Is this visible on all screens? Do you see that? The second I give it throttle, you lose vision in the goggles. It goes dark in there. You see that? That's obviously not a good look for Emacs. But maybe it's something that I'm doing because there's not enough battery or something. But look at this. The second I start the throttle, you start losing vision in the goggles. So we could try a different pair of goggles and see if that makes any difference at all. I'll just toodaloot and scooch along to get another pair of goggles. This may just be because there's not enough battery going down in Funky Town over there. But luckily I have another pair of goggles we can see. You know what? I'll just bring two goggles and then we'll turn both of them on and hopefully one of the two will work. And so long as one of these works, then we'll be fine. So on this one, it does the auto search, so it would be a little bit faster. So long as we can get it to be on the signal. And again, the cool thing about these drones is that they're all analog, which means so long as you have one of these box goggles and it's able to connect to the correct signal, you're going to be hunky-dory in there. And it looks like on this one, it found it immediately. On this one, it found it immediately. I didn't have to search. So it was probably one of the similar channels that you might find on other drones. It might just be on one of the channels that is... This one is just struggling a little bit more to find it. For some reason, I don't know. Let's see. Let's plus the channel a few times and hopefully it'll find it. Not a clue why it's not finding it on this one. But all right, we're going to put this down here and let it auto search one more time. We can try it once more with the other goggles and see. But then I just don't know. I find it to be amazing. Oh, they found it on here too. Okay. So we'll see which one works better and if any of them work better at all. It is still kind of loose. Like the signal is still a little bit loose coming. Maybe it's just because the battery is low or whatever it is. But let's see. This is the one that's getting the best signal. We'll try that. We will try that and see. No, the second I give it power. Okay. It's going to be easy to show you guys. I'm going to bring this all back forward again. So no matter what goggles you use right now, because maybe the battery is low, I don't know. No matter what goggles you use, we're going to show you guys on these. And these are really good Sky Zone goggles. So if you guys didn't know about Sky Zone, they're really good goggles. And I'm going to show you. Look at it. the signal kind of disappears once it starts getting some of that power in the engines. It kind of seems to come back a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to just crash all the drones. So we're going to do that again to show you guys on 3 different. You see that? Can you fly with that kind of noise? I don't think so. You see that? And one more here. If you have a black screen, I don't think you can really fly. So again, we're going to do a charge up the batteries and stuff like that, and maybe we'll try it again later on. But as is right now, it's kind of unflyable. And I don't know, maybe somebody else has a different opinion. We'll find out. We'll find out. But for now, this is what I'm going to go with because it's what I'm finding is currently happening. So anyway, so apart from that, I find that this is a very nice kit. It comes, literally, it's probably the best, fastest ready-to-fly kit that I've ever put together. It comes even with some charge on the batteries. And if you're just flying it line of sight like I was doing before without the goggles, man, it is super smooth and steady, so I could fly this indoors, outdoors. I guess the brushless, the brushed motors, not brushless, the brushed motors on this thing do a very good job, and it is very, very stable. It's basically like, it's like a tiny Avata. Of course, it's not going to have the same kind of camera quality as the Avata, but it's probably the closest thing that you can buy these days that'll get you up in the air and into FPV, so long as I can figure out what's going on with the goggles here. And again, there might not be anything wrong at all with them, and they may work just fine, but I did see that in the goggles it was giving me a signal of low battery, so that could just be the problem there. And so there we go. So I don't really have anything negative to say about Emacs today. And once we discover and charge all the batteries and stuff, we'll maybe come back and do another one of these lives, and maybe you'll be able to fly it here or at the field or something. So anyway, it's looking good. It's looking good. So not bad things to say. Overall, pretty happy with this. And gonna switch off all the other. Ooh. Looks like I'm gonna have to charge a bunch of these things. They're not fully charged. So before I go to the field and bring a bunch of duds to the field, which would mess up the whole live streaming, I'm going to make sure that everything is properly charged. Anyhow, as I always say before I leave, I'm going to just leave you guys with with these cool things here. This, if you remember Harry Potter, is something that you can print out that is on CG Trader. If you guys care about that, and you've got a 3D printer and all that good stuff, just give me a shout on the comments section on YouTube or whatever, or email me if you want one of these. You have a 3D printer, I can give you guys some of these cool things for free. So long as you have a 3D printer, you should be able to print them yourselves. They're pretty simple to print on pretty much any printer, because that is why and how I designed these things. My very first 3D printer was the 101 Hero, which turned out to be the 101 Zero, but it's good, and the reason why it was good is because if you can print on that thing, which is horrible, you can pretty much print on anything, whether it's resin or plastic. And I was able to prove that eventually, because having learned on the 101 Hero, then everything else was easy. So anyway, as I said before, these things are available, and many, many more if you guys go check out my CG Trader account. And yeah, thanks for trekking along on this little journey with me. And before we leave, of course, we're going to say thank you to all the amazing channels in the background, but most importantly, our sponsors, such as Xiongmei, we've got Color Farm, D-Domisol, and of course, Excellent. And soon also, we're going to get our awesome Ini doll back, so we're going to have Ini doll here to help us out moving forward as well. So anyway, with that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of the community that I'm trying to build here in Irvine, California, Woodbridge. And yeah, stay frosty, stay free, and be happy. Wishing you guys the best possible week that you can have. Let's see if we can do our pressing the buttons wrong again. Not that I do this on purpose. It's just how the technology works with my fingers. My fingers, big manly fat fingers. Here we go. And now, and this time it wasn't too bad. This time it was not too bad. We did okay. We did okay. So anywho, let's see what the stats were and how amazing it was today. It was just great, as it usually is. We've got one person on YouTube, it would seem, in the statsies. Let's see. Let's do a nice screenshot of how it's looking on the YouTube. 1. It does say 0-0, but I saw somebody earlier. Anyway. Then we've got 267 on one, 116 on the other, and 329 on the other. So overall, amazing stats. And that is why I keep telling you guys, if you are struggling on YouTube, don't do what I used to do, which is do nothing and hope for the algorithm to find you. Do a quad live on as many applications as you can. If you've got more phones, you can do more than one live. Use as many applications as you can. Reach out to as many people as you can, and then bring them back to YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Again, have a great rest of your day and rest of the week. See you tomorrow in Real Fight.